There's always that one actor in a movie or show that outshines the rest with their performances, to the point where you sit through the whole thing just for them. So in this video, we'll be listing down 19 actors that carried the movies and TV shows they were in, starting off with Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn at number 19. Face it, Suicide Squad wouldn't have made a fraction of what it made without Harley Quinn. Margot Robbie was definitely born to play this character in the DC universe. Harley in the 2016 movie is probably the only reason so many comic book fans watched it in the first place. And let's not forget to mention that she's just as good in the James Gunn sequel to the film, The Suicide Squad. Who knew adding the word "the" would make a movie 10 times better? Next, at number 18, Florence Pugh in Don't Worry Darling. This one's pretty recent, but putting someone like Florence Pugh, who's got a hell of a filmography, with an actor like Harry Styles, who's barely made it to his feet in the world of acting, seems a little unfair, don't you think? Chris Pine and Gemma Chan are great in this too, but despite all the drama revolving around the movie, Pugh takes the cake with her exceptional acting. Up next, at number 17, Christian Bale as the God Butcher. It's no surprise that an A-lister like Christian Bale would carry a Marvel movie. No offense to the MCU, but come on, we're talking about the Dark Knight here. Knowing his career, Bale always goes the extra mile when it comes to portraying his characters, from Patrick Bateman to Bruce Wayne, and now in Thor: Love and Thunder as Gore the God Butcher. The actor definitely understood the assignment. Up next, at number 16, is the leader of the Seven. This may anger a few fans, but it has to be said. The Boys is a genre-defining show, but there's one actor whose performance is worth the 3 seasons. Anthony Starr as Homelander has excelled as the average CBM character in both Marvel and DC. If there was one person on the show who's par with Starr, it would be Carl Urban as Billy Butcher. But you have to admit, some of the episodes are 10 times better when Homelander's on screen. Now, for number 15, a surprising addition to our list. Let's take things a little lighter, with Jerry Trainor as Spencer Shea in the Nickelodeon show iCarly. If you really think about it, Trainor's acting in terms of balancing both comedy and drama throughout the show is something that's overlooked because of the general theme of the sitcom. Like Crazy Steve from Drake and Josh, Carly's guardian knows his stuff, and despite its controversy, made iCarly a very enjoyable show. Following up with another comedy at number 14. Be sure not to run in the lobby of this entry because we have Phil Lewis as the beloved yet chaotic Mr. Mosby in The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. Without a doubt, the hotel manager is the funniest character on the show, and saying he carried the show would be an understatement. Both the Sweet Life actor and Jerry Trainor haven't really been seen on TV ever since their iconic roles, which is kind of disrespectful knowing that they're the Charlie Chaplin for millennials. At number 13, the role that defined Dylan O'Brien's career. Teen Wolf was the TV version of Twilight. Cheesy, hilarious, camp, and something about it that had you tuned in every week for a new episode. Most of the cast members were known for their good looks, we mean acting, but O'Brien as Styles Stilinski was the heart of the show, from his comedic nature to the fact that he played one of the best villains on screen. It really is a shame that he won't be returning in the movie. Up next, at number 12, Matthew Lillard in Scooby-Doo. When it comes to actors born to play a character role, Matthew Lillard sits beside the greats as the scruffy-haired dog's best friend. It took people over a decade to realize how camp and iconic the first 2 Scooby-Doo films were, and although the rest of the cast nailed their roles as member of Mystery Incorporated, Lillard shined a little too bright as Shaggy. From the cracked voice to his lanky body language, the actor certainly marked himself as one to look up to in future iterations of the character. Let's look at number 11, where Tom Cruise shines as Jax. Stacy Jax is one of the most memorable characters we've ever seen on the big screen, and no one but the Tom Cruise could manage to give an amazing performance. Oh, and the celebrity who does all his own stunts can sing too. Is there anything he can't do? Rock of Ages didn't get the best of reviews, but Jax makes it all worth the watch. At number 10, the most handsome Targaryen. With the recent Game of Thrones prequel series, House of the Dragon, there's one actor whose presence always gives a chilling atmosphere to the show. Matt Smith as Daemon Targaryen has got it all. A cunning personality, complete savagery, and not to mention great looks. A complete surprise from the 11th Doctor. Some of us had no idea Smith would be this good as a Targaryen. Followed by the queen of modern horror at number 9, with his new slasher horror X. Ty West brought the new it girl to the horror scene. Mia Goth was the center of attention in X, and she was so good that they decided to turn it into a franchise. She now stars in a prequel movie, Pearl, where Goth plays the titular role of a woman trying to live her glamorous life in circumstances that will have people covering their eyes, yet aching to see more. She'll also be reprising a role as Maxine in the sequel to X, Maxine. Now, for the animation side of media at number 8. We can all agree that live-action portrayals aside, Mark Hamill carries the clown prince of crime on his bare back. With his iconic voice acting, he gives the heart and soul to this character from Batman, the animated series, to other DC animated movies like Batman: The Killing Joke. Whatever's in store for Batman next, Hamill should be getting a call first thing. Up next at number 7, we have Florence Pugh back on the list. If her presence in Don't Worry Darling wasn't enough, Pugh's role as Danny in Ari Aster's horror film Midsommar was one for the books. She was so good in this movie that you probably can't name a single actor besides her who starred in it. We're positive that the rest of the cast gave great performances, but with facial expressions and acting like that, Florence was on a whole other level. Then we have another horror film at number 6. This genre will always have that one person being the heart, soul, and lifeless body of the film. We now move over to Daniel Kaluuya in Jordan Peele's debut horror feature, Get Out. You just know someone is the star of the movie when their amazing acting is turned into a meme on social media. That's exactly what happened to the very talented man in this mind-bending movie, where Kaluuya's acting put his name in Hollywood as one of the big leagues. Let's look at the She-Hulk actress at number 5. No, we won't be talking about the attorney at law, but instead, we'll be talking about Tatiana Maslany's role as the numerous characters in Orphan Black. It's never easy being more than one person in a single show or movie, but Maslany did it effortlessly. She had her own way to give each character a distinct feel to each scene she was in. Turns out, the actress needed a chiropractor by the end of the series finale for carrying the whole show on her back. Okay, that's totally made up, but none of us would be surprised if it were true. Not to mention the most popular Spider-Man at number 4. No, we don't mean Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield, so there better not be a war zone in the comments. Even though his movies have a great cast like Zendaya and Marissa Tomei, Tom Holland has been the heart and soul throughout his amazing trilogy, and we just can't wait for more of his version of Peter Parker. Coming up with James McAvoy in Split at number 3. The very talented Charles Xavier actor put on his many outfits to carry both Split and Glass with his multiple personalities. James McAvoy is one of the best actors we've got today, and him being the voice of these two films shouldn't go unnoticed. Now, for number 2, and Phoebe Waller-Bridge in Fleabag. It's almost like Phoebe was born to play Fleabag in the self-titled dramedy. Andrew Scott was great as the hot priest too, but the show would have been nothing without this particular actress as the titular character. And finally, at number 1, Benedict Cumberbatch as Sherlock. We would have praised Andrew Scott as the cunning Jim Moriarty, but the actor with a very difficult name is the true essence of the BBC show. Cumberbatch perfectly complements his co-stars in this epic detective series that earned the ensemble fans who are still obsessed with the show to this day. Hurry up with season 5 already! And that's all for this video. Let us know if we left anyone else in the comments below. Like the video and subscribe to our channel for more content. We'll see ya in the next one.